Good evening, the Hawk. As we know, the coronavirus is now prevalent all over the world. Many states in the United States are under lockdown. It just proves that in 5 seconds, fear controls everybody in the world. Anybody with a slight cough or shows an ache or a pain, people start panicking. Evil people who decided to conjure up some virus that's been around for probably 20 years and decided to make it into a weapon. But I would like to remind you about the SARS virus, the swine flu, the bird flu, the Nile virus. What was the other one? Oh, Ebola. Not to say that they weren't viruses, but blown completely out of proportion. More people today died of car accidents in the United States than people from the coronavirus. Let's talk about South Africa. Two Iranian South African, the United States sanctioned the Gupta family for corruption as well. Now, I'd like to warn Lena Marx. Now you forget you represent the United States of America. We know that the South African government has been supplying Iran with diesel. We also know that the South African government has been supplying weapons to Iran. We also know they have been supplying uranium to Iran. When the sanctions were placed on Iran, the South African government shipped 13 tons, and this is public knowledge, you can find it on the internet, 13 tons of gold, because all their assets were seized throughout the world. Just after 1994, massive oil reserves were placed in storage units in Saldanha Bay. Lena Marx, in her own words, states the United States is giving South Africa billions in aid every year. And yet, they are still violating sanction laws against our enemies. Why are we doing this? I witnessed a video of an old black lady being dragged into a hut, a burning hut, by some black individuals, and other people that were filming it were laughing. There was no condemnation from the South African president. This is also happening to the colored communities, happening to the white communities, happening to everybody. And the government does nothing. Do you honestly think they're going to save you from this coronavirus? In normal conditions, the hospitals are overcrowded, do not have enough beds. People are sleeping on the floor. The lucky ones are able to get a chair to sit in. No blankets, no pillows, no medicine, and not enough staff. How are they going to cope with the coronavirus? Shut down the entire country, and of late, they've shut down the entire media, stating that nobody can comment on the coronavirus in South Africa unless it comes directly from the government. That's martial law. No doctor can give advice. No expert can give advice. Nobody. It's already spreading. The taxi drivers are using doom, cockroach spray in the taxis. This is poison. This is not an antiviral spray or antiseptic spray to kill germs. It is a poison. Anybody touching that service and puts it in their mouth are poisoning themselves. Because the education is not going out, the proper information is not going out, South Africa is heading for a catastrophe. And I was lucky enough to interview him in a hallway in the stream. And he tried to duck me. But when I did corner him, he listened. And I said to him, "Sir, how can you look away when the situation in South Africa is so bad? People are raped and murdered every day, tortured, as all that's ever been seen. What are you going to do about it?" And all I saw in his eyes was hurt. He never said a word. It's as if his mouth was sewed up and he couldn't talk. Many of the black people in South Africa have commented on my videos, called me racist, called me a liar about the police, told me they will not bend their knee to the United States or any white man. I'm not asking you to do that. I never would. I've never asked a man of color, any color, irrespective of color, to bend his knee to anyone. We're all born equal. But I do ask the question every time. If you can justify that the black tribes of South Africa arrived in the Southern Africa before the 1800s, except for the Zulus in the north, then meet me in international court or shut up. Mob rule does not work when law is prevailing. Now everybody thinks the United States is a dumb country because they over here, and you listen to CNN, that's fake news. Well, that's the only news network you have in South Africa that comes out of the United States. They absolutely lie constantly. They feed you nonsense. And it is not true. Anything President Trump says is he's a racist, misogynist pig. But in fact, 90% of the people of the United States support him. That is a fact. The Democrats are irrelevant noise now. To all the black people in South Africa, I am not here to attack you. I'm here to tell you that you were lied to just like the white people were lied to 26 years ago. You still in the townships. You still don't have nice hospitals with enough beds. You don't have enough schools. You don't have nice roads. The rural areas were left out. The rich politicians are sticking the money in their pockets. They make 100,000 Rand a month. Why do they care to help you? Eskom has failed because Ramaphosa and his family are stealing, and you don't see it. This is not about white people. This is about your health. This is about your welfare. This is about your future for your children. And what is more and more farmers are murdered every day, and the South African president lies and says no, there's nothing going on. How do you wake up every day in the world and say this is okay? This is the 21st century. Are we allowing this to happen all the time? How? How do you wake up and know that 60 people are going to die today because of some evil-minded person? Because your politicians are corrupt and they're criminals, they're just as bad. It's come to my attention that I am on a watch list. Every video I put out, they're watching me. They don't like what I'm saying. So be it. I care less. I have a petition to bring full-blown sanctions to South Africa, to stop all foreign aid from the United States. Because why must the United States taxpayer aid and abet in the murder, rape, torture, and stealing of land by a corrupt, evil government who refuses to arrest their own politicians for corruption because the man right at the top, Mr. Ramaphosa, is guilty as charged. He allows Zuma and Malema, two corrupt politicians, criminals, to run free when they have warrants for arrest for them. This shows you that there is no law in South Africa. To Lena Marks, how do you condone and embolden these people and keep a straight face? Secretary Pompeo came out and said the land reform in South Africa will be the downfall of the country. I will tell you this. If you want to safeguard yourselves from this virus in South Africa, carry a bottle of salt water with you. Salt kills everything. Gargle as much as you can, because whatever you put in your mouth will affect you. Keep your children at home till this mess is over and homeschool them. Once this starts spreading in the townships, it's not going to stop. To the people in the townships, you don't have fresh running water. Go get salt and water and wash your mouths, wash your children's mouths, wash your hands with it if you can't find anything else. Salt is cheap, so is water. Once this starts to spread in South Africa, you're going to have a big problem. I am asking all you South Africans to look for your future. Remember, the sanctions I want in South Africa is to remove what is going on. If we are giving all this money, here's a guy, Hawk, you busy talking shit about South Africa, the country that you decided to run is in big trouble. Why can't you go help the infected coronavirus in America? We have. We're not stupid like you, who vote for the ANC, who doesn't provide enough operational hospitals and clinics for the people of South Africa. Why should we give you $9.4 billion so that you can squander it on your houses and yourselves? Stop looking at the problem. Your problem is your own country. Your government is sick, corrupt. You're trying to steal land from legitimate people. You use racism as an excuse. I have nothing to worry about. I'm not talking shit, because the shit you think I'm talking is sheer fact. Fact you cannot provide. You cannot provide. You prove to me you were there before 1800, and then you have an excuse to say you own the land. You do not own the land. The Khoisan do. Meet me in international court and we'll see who's talking shit. The law prevails, facts prevail, nothing more. You worry about racism, yet your country dies before you. You allow, I've done videos after videos, sometimes 6 of them, showing you list after list after list of corruption by your government. And yet, you still vote for them. The truth hurts to you, not to me. I'm sorry, my friend, but you're wrong. I hit a nerve. That's why you don't like it. The ANC know who I am. They discuss my videos in their conferences. They know who I am. We are almost up to 15,000 signatures already on this sanction thing, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And when we're done, we will cut you off at the knees. We will stop this violence. I don't see any black people complaining about the lady that was burnt and the colored people that were burnt in their houses and the black women and young girls that are raped every day in the townships, and your own people murdering and raping one another, and you do nothing. You allow it to happen. You walk away. You actually film it and put it out there. And then you advocate the murder of white people like it's an excuse for what you can take. No, you're wrong. No Christian person in this world can justify what you are doing. None. I will not back down from what I'm saying, because my truth is the truth. The ANC government is a cancer. The EFF is funded by the ANC and British people. And if you knew where apartheid really came from, you would understand your own history, and yet you don't. How can you not see it and look in the mirror every day and realize that your country's dying? You will be a Zimbabwe very soon because you believe stupid people who lead you down a path to nowhere. Any politician that uses racism as an excuse to get votes proves that they have nothing to offer you, no solutions, just excuses. That proves nothing to me. I didn't run away. Here we go. You ran away from your country. I didn't run away. I came to America. I wanted to come here. Then I was asked to help, so I am. I'm not going to leave you alone. And the reason I'm not going to leave this alone is because I refuse to allow the United States, taxpayer, Christian country, to aid and abet in the murder and rape and stealing of land. We are not going to do it. We will stop this. We will pull full-blown sanctions on you. We will not stop. And when this is all over, we will hunt down the list that has been made for the last 26 years of all the criminals, all the racist criminals, all the murderers, all the rapists, car hijackers, and the politicians that advocated the murder of farmers. And believe me, there is no secrets in the world. This is the 21st century. The list is long. And there will be trials, and there will be hangings. Believe me. There will be no place on this world that you can hide. Nowhere. There's nowhere in this world you can hide. It's coming. Believe me, it's coming. And when this is all done, and if it takes me 5 years or 10 years, but the ANC will be destroyed, it will be replaced by decent black and white, Indian and colored people who will run the country uncorrupt, unracist, and real done. Proper schools, proper roads, proper hospitals, international investments. And when that's done, we will round up every single one of you, and you will go on trial, and you will be punished. The petition is there, my friend, and it's staying there. And there's all these politicians in the United States are starting to listen. You forget. We are going to do to the ANC what they did to the Nationalist Party. We're going to break you internationally, financially, totally annihilate your trade and everything that's available to South Africa. We will break you. And when we take your money away, you will have nothing. You will have no power. You will be on bended knee. And then we will come for you. And it'll be too late. Because we is your own people. Black people, white people, Indian people, and colored people will come for you corrupt politicians for what you have done. This is the Hawk. Subscribe to my channel. Don't listen to fools. A fool is like a Pied Piper who leads you to your death with nothing but to eat rats like Zimbabwe. To Robert Mugabe, when he died, he had $2 billion that he could give his immediate family, not his people. What does that tell you? This is the same Robert Mugabe that brought up Malema. We are not stupid. We know who you are. And if you think I do not have the support of black people, they're waiting, educated ones that are ready to take over, not corrupt murderers who rape and murder and kill to get into power and lie about racism. These are people with solutions, great business ideas that want to work, that want to make the country work, and not this. We all know about the trading of drugs coming through South Africa. It's a massive hub now. We're not stupid. You think the international community is going to allow that to continue? Or the gun running and the violations of sanctions in Iran? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're going to stop you. Period. This is the Hawk. I'm out of here. Subscribe to my channel. Share and like. And you can tell your president, Ramaphosa, we are coming. Not for him, but for all of them. The list is long. You failed the people of South Africa, black and white. You lied to them all. And the lie will always come out, always. To all the Christian leaders in South Africa, black and white. Why are you letting them kill your people? Why? By the way, Mr. Mumboa, whatever your name is, I'm not a racist. I'm a realist. I tell it like it is. The problem is when a racist calls another person a racist, it just proves you are the racist. I'm not a racist. I believe and support all the people of South Africa. This coronavirus will prove my point. This government can't control it. They spent all the money. They spent all the money on the hospitals. There is not enough money to fix this mess that's coming. That's why they don't want you to talk. No patient should be stuck in a chair or lay on the floor. This is the Hawk. I'm out of here. You be safe out there.